Welcome back to the Janaya Indoor Netball Centre here at the Sydney Olympic Park. We're here for the 34th Annual Men's and Mixed Netball Championships, coming to you live from Sydney. My name's Dave Mills for AMNA TV. I'm joined in commentary tonight by New South Wales, I'd call you a superstar already, Josh Byron. Josh, we've got a preliminary final here between Victoria and Queensland. The winner plays your team. You've played both these teams twice this week. What are you expecting for this one?
It's going to be an extremely tough competition tonight. Queensland and Victoria have been the pinnacle of our division for many years, and it's good to see that we've been able to compete a bit more over the last couple. But yeah, this is going to be a very intense match.
It's been a hell of a rivalry, the Queenslanders and Victorians. They've shared many titles over the last decade until you guys came along. You won last year, first time in 11, and going for back-to-back this year. So the umpires are in position. We'll start with the umpires. Actually, this side is Stuart Tink. The far side is Joel Owen. The reserve is Jordan Kiss. Victoria with the first centre, trying to get an early advantage, and they may do so with a contact call there. I'll go through the lineups for Victoria. Daniel Jeffries, the shooter. Brody Roberts, the goal attack, has had a superb tournament thus far. Andrew Simons, the wing attack. Riley Richardson, the centre. Eli Harrison at WD. Tim Malmo, at GD, and at GK, Alistair Punchin. Brody Roberts gets the first goal of the game, and they're away, the Victorians, leading 1-0 early stages first quarter. Queensland, on the other hand, they've decided to go with Junior Levitt shooter. He has played a bit of keeper in the tournament thus far, including today's match against you, big fella.
Yes, correct, he did. It's obviously with us having a 7-footer as well. It makes sense that they would have played him on Pat. It was a great contest. Has been all week and has been over the past few years as well.
Absolutely. You think the points might have gone to Pat early?
Yeah, I think Pat's grown a lot as a player over the past couple of years, especially in the last 12 months. I think that he's really learning and developing as
under the new coaching structure of New South Wales?
Yeah, absolutely. Therese has been amazing.
Yeah, it seems for me, outsider looking in, seems like a transformation in your team since she's taken over. And that's not sledging any of your previous coaches. It's just he's giving you guys a new direction, which you probably needed a little bit. I'll finish with the Victorian side, the Queensland side. We got diverted there when we started talking about junior. Tristan Ruhi is at GA, the wing attack Matt Atkins, Phil Cutter the centre, Glenn Ormish in the wing defence, Stephen Kerr the veteran at GD, and Lachlan Carter makes up the goalkeeper. So at 1-1, early stages first quarter. Josh, I always ask all our guests for a prediction. Yours, my friend?
Look, it's going to be a really tough match. Both teams have had some really tough games. Both games, obviously, this morning being very tight. But I have to say Queensland though today.
Absolutely, and well, you won't get an argument out of me, my friend. I'm tipping Queensland by 27, my usual margin. So they're looking good tonight. It's 1-1. I'm confident we'll get the 27. So just you talk about 4 matches. These two teams have played before. Queensland played Victoria on the first of the fourth, first day, second round. Queensland 60, Victoria 46. The second one, both sides played ducks and drakes a little bit because the positions are starting to get sorted in the tournament. So Queensland got up on that one 43-40, but Victoria came back late. So Queensland led early by as much as 12, and the margin got back to just 3. So this morning, Queensland played your boys, New South Wales. You were cruising 27-15 at half time, and all of a sudden you get injured, and the game tightens up, and that became a 1-point thriller. So Queensland might have burnt a bit of energy in that, and Victoria likewise played WA. That was 53-all with about a minute to go, and Victoria got the biscuits with a late couple of goals, 55-53. So do you think that will take anything out of the guys?
Look, as I said before, I mean, both games being close, they're both going to have used up some energy. I think everyone had a pretty tough game this morning, and for the fact of the spectacle of what is the Opens division, it's great for the game. But yeah, I think that there's going to be some tired legs out there, and it's just going to be who's managed himself better over the past few hours.
Okie dokie. So the scoreboard is showing Queensland 3, Victoria 1. Vic with the ball, edge of the circle. Brody Roberts has done a mountain of work in this tournament. He has been the man that's worked his butt off. So it's been a sensational effort by him. Gets the second goal. Vic's on the board 3-2. Queensland's in control. Intensity doesn't seem to be there early.
Yeah, look, I think both teams are going to be working into the game. They're both going to be working each other out. I think that especially Victoria, after taking that big loss earlier in the week, are going to be keen to shut down Queensland early. As we saw in the second game, they pulled it back quite tight. They've been notorious for being very good at working out other teams as weeks go by. So I don't see this game to be any different.
Wise words from the young superstar. Man, you have got some hops, buddy.
Yeah, I mean, when you've got to take on, the smallest guy in Queensland, you've got to take on as Lockie Carter. It's you sort of need to do something to be able to compete. But
Lockie Carter, the keeper in this game, comes in at a nice, steady 6'7". So, and there he is on cue. Gretzel rebound using his height brilliantly. So you may notice that the Queenslanders are wearing black armbands, just to let you know that their wing attack, Matt Atkins' grandmother, passed away today. So as a mark of respect, they are wearing black armbands tonight. So we have the ball with Queensland. Eli Harris in the penalty. Kerr sets it up, trying to get the offense steady. There's the aforementioned Matt Atkins now. Gets it into Tristan Rui, out to Junior. And Junior gets a contact. Alistair punch in there.
Eli's made a fantastic comeback after quite a serious injury a couple of years back. He's played outstanding this week. He's been a rock in their defensive end.
Eli Harrison you're referring to?
Yeah, correct.
Absolutely. It's the beard, my friend. So, looks $1 million with that. Cop one there, goes again. He's one of the toughest players in the league, you'd say, yeah?
Yeah, absolutely, and it has been for years. He's been great to watch since I was in the under-17s a couple of years back, and he's been someone that I've definitely had an eye on for all that time, and obviously he's very easy to spot with the beard these days.
Absolutely. Great pass by Brodie Roberts. Eli Harrison in and out of Australian teams. He was in the Australian 23s a few years back. Led the country and did a marvellous job there. So Queensland in control at present. They're 6-3 up. Roberts there, the intercept. And 9 minutes to go in the first quarter. So both teams just playing within themselves, I'd say, Josh.
Yeah, I think the intensity is starting to pick up. It's definitely a lot more hotly contested now than it was a couple of minutes ago. I think, as I said before, I think they're building into the game, and I think it will build very, very nicely.
So Victoria with the turnover goes to 4. They're 2 behind the Queenslanders on 6. They're centre now, so there's a chance to make this margin just 1. And as you know, that these two states love to have a battle. So we don't expect this game to be, well, I do, 27, but it's going to be a tough one. So, of course, you guys are defending premiers, so you don't mind who you play, do you?
No, look.
No preference? Prefer not to have a 7-footer? Just go with a 6-10er?
Yeah, look, I think the really important thing is that each team has different challenges and presents different challenges. The challenges Victoria presents are very different to the ones Queensland present, obviously, but I wouldn't rank one as harder than the other. I think that we just need to take whichever team we play as it comes and work to our strengths and what we feel like we need to do to be able to beat that team.
Just to give you an idea of the domination of the Victorian side, of the 34 men's open titles, 33 that we've determined thus far, Victoria have won 17 of them, New South Wales 4, Queensland 4, South Australia 5, Western Australia 1, Tassie 1. So that is a total domination, you'd have to say.
Yeah, they've been the absolute benchmark for many years, and as we chat a turnover there from a
important turnover that for Queensland. There was a definite chance for Victoria to get it back to 1. The experienced Stephen Kerr bringing the ball down the court, working with Glenn Ormisher in his 5th year in the stateside to Phil Carter, the rookie. Matt Atkins looking in, Junior not on. Victoria doing a good job of confusing the space. They're coming off Junior a little bit. Is that the key to playing the big man? Confuse the area so the throwers don't feel confident?
Yeah, it's a very tricky one. I think game to game the tactics need to slightly change based on a whole lot of variables. You could talk about it for hours. It's definitely something, a big talking point in team meetings when you're playing against him, and I'm sure that's the same for every team.
Andrew Simons with the turnover. Transition game for Victoria, good. Looking solid, Malmo on the transverse. Claps all around, almost with a penalty. Brodie Roberts does that better than most. The way he gets around that circle there, he's light on his feet.
Absolutely. He's had it's definitely one of his assets. He's got a lot of speed, and I think that he gets supported really well by his goal shooter to help isolate the space and give him that space to move.
Interesting story, Brodie Roberts. He's only 23 and he's a 10-year veteran. He's been with us since he was 14, when he was just a little tacker up in Caloundra and played his first nationals, and now here he is in his 10th. doing a marvellous job. Come all the way through the ranks. 17s, 19s, 20s, 23s, and now he's in the open side. So a magnificent effort that.
I believe he jumped to the 19s division. He played under 17s in 2013, went to the 23s in Brisbane in 2014, and then was in Opens in Sydney.
Man, you just embarrassed me on national TV.
Mate.
Global audience.
Sorry.
What's going on there? So,
Lucky Carter with a great intercept.
Oh, don't change the subject. So Lockie Carter was with the great intercept. Queensland on the fly. Transition good for Queensland. They've struggled a little bit with that at times, but certainly flowing tonight. So Rui with the shot. Will he pass off? Will he take it? He took the softer option, the wiser option as well. Passes off. Levy from behind. Play on to call. The second one was a contact by Malmo. And there's the shot. So Queensland extend the lead by 1 to 9-6. The margin is 3. We've got inside 5 to play in the first. So contact there.
He's getting a bit caught on the body there, Alistair Punchin.
So what do you do here? Do you sort of get off the body and let Junior think he's got the space?
Yeah, you've definitely got to get off the body. His spatial awareness and his hold is incredible. If you get caught on the body, you no chance. It's definitely one of his greatest assets is holding that space and making that space for himself.
Absolutely. We're getting some messages coming in through the Facebook. A few of the, obviously your fans, Josh, they want to know how is the ankle, because you did come off in that game.
Yeah, ankle's good.
Yep.
You know, obviously, I feel like most people in this room are probably playing on rolled ankles to some extent. I think I've rolled my ankle pretty much every Nationals I've played. I'm not too worried about it. Physios are happy. Yeah, physios are happy with it. I'm happy with it. And I'm confident I'll be right to go for tomorrow.
Just take care of it tonight and then start tomorrow?
Yeah, exactly right.
Absolutely.
Just go through the processes.
And that game we're talking about is, of course, the Men's National Championship. Championship game, defending premiers New South Wales taking on the winner of this match. Won't lie, I'm hoping it's Queensland, and they're looking good at the moment, 11-6 up. And if that game is anything like this morning's game, it will be an absolute cracker. Paige Hadley joining us in commentary for that one. So she's a very big fan of you, my friend.
Oh, thank you, Paige, if you're listening.
She loves the New South Wales team. She bleeds blue. So she'll be here tomorrow. Michael Hutchinson, myself, will be doing the commentary. Going to a 3-man panel for that game. It should be exciting. Of course, the coverage brought to you by Game Clothing, our major sponsor. They've signed a multi-year deal with us. We've got all these fantastic shirts we're in. Josh, looks fantastic. Thank you to them. Hopefully they'll be with us for a number of years, as will be Medals to Go, Key Conference, ATPI Sports Events, and of course Power Shots Photography. Nice shot there by the Blues, the Victorians. They needed that. Margin is 5. We're inside the last 3. Tristan really driving out well. Back to Ormisher. Straight drive. Excellent drive by Rui. Not the best pass. Rips it in. Phil Carter grabs it. And there he is, the big man. Said it once, I'll say it again. I think he is the best player currently in men's netball. Opinions?
Yeah, look, it's no doubt he's an outstanding player. Has been for many years. Yeah, he's obviously got such an asset in his height, but his mobility's improved
That's the thing,
a lot over the years.
He's got a remarkable pace for a 219 centimetre giant. So.
Great shot by Brodie Roberts there.
Brodie Roberts been consistent all week. The margin is 5. They're working hard, the Vics, to try and eat into it. 2 minutes to go in the first. A magnificent pass. Rui, he'll take the long bomb. Boom. Just letting the Victorian defenders know he's no slouch with the ball either.
Yeah, absolutely. He's been shooting well all week.
Another one of these multi-talented athletes who can play both ends of the court and even in the mid. Australian indoor player, so he's got some credibility about him. A missed shot there by Roberts, but the contact on Kerr will give Daniel Jeffries a chance to make the margin 5. He throws an air ball instead, and it's a Victorian throw-in. So the crowd is building slightly here. If you want to come down, there's a grand final match after this. It is the 23s grand final. Should be a cracker. Victoria going for another title. They tend to always feature in that game. They are the defending 2, 3. This will be their 5th title in a row if they win this one, so they're pretty keen for that. Sorry, my apologies. You won in 23, my friend. You won a couple of years ago in 2016. You're in that
Yeah,
side.
unfortunately, wasn't a part of that team. I did watch on keenly though. It was a great spectacle, that game. We do have a few members of our team
Still in the side? Are they still in the side?
Not still in that
totally
side.
changed?
No, a couple of them have moved up to the Opens, and a couple of them are taking breaks from the game. But hopefully, we'll see them back in the years to come.
Absolutely. Queensland by 7. A couple of late goals there to Junior Levy. So the margin 7, and Queensland centre next. We're inside the last minute. A goal here would be really helpful for Queensland, not what New Victoria want. But having said that, they started similarly like this in the last time they played, and Victoria came home hard at the Queenslanders, cutting a 12-goal margin to 3. Oh, loose hands there by Carter. A little touch in there from Riley Richardson. Just put him off slightly, which was enough. Malmo with the ball. Will Victoria have time? 22 seconds. Long ball to Malmo. Need to look in. Simons goes back. Richardson looking for Roberts. Harrison goes long. No one there. Cameron cops a nudge. 2 nudges. Hopefully it's still okay. And we're away. Oh, Eli Harrison does what he does best. A block on the pass. We're inside 10 seconds. It goes long, but not long enough there. Great attempt there by Stephen Kerr. So the first quarter comes to a rapid conclusion. The margin 7, Queensland 15, Victoria 8. I'm joined in commentary by New South Wales leaping Leroy, Josh Byron. Josh, both teams played within themselves a little bit. Didn't seem to have the intensity, well, particularly of your game earlier today.
Look, as we've spoken about, I think that it's going to build nicely. It's the time of the week where the bodies are starting to get sore. You're really digging deep to find that energy. But I definitely think that as it gets close to the end of the game, that we'll see the intensity rise as the stakes of a grand final berth are on the line.
So put your coach's hat on. Changes? Would you make any?
Not at this stage, I don't think. I think both lineups were fairly expected.
Okay.
I don't think that there'd be any changes at this point.
Well, we'll see if you're correct. We've got to go to a commercial break, and we'll be back in 60 seconds. Bye for now. Welcome back. Preliminary final night here in the Open Men's Division of the 34th Annual Men's and Mixed Netball Championships, coming to you live from the Janea Netball Centre at the Sydney Olympic Park. My name is Dave Mills for AMNOT TV. I'm joined in commentary by New South Wales goalkeeper, Australian under-23s goalkeeper and shooter and everything else he can play, Josh Byron. Slow start by the Victorians.
Yeah, uncharacteristic, I would say, but I no doubt that they'll bounce back and they'll have a big quarter this quarter and bring it home strong.
Absolutely. They know how to win, the Victorians, having won many titles over the last number of years, 17 in total since we started this division. They're currently 7 down, 15-8 to the Queenslanders. Queensland, obviously a set play, get it to Junior Levy, under the ring, take the goal. This morning they tried him at goalkeeper, didn't quite work against you guys, so he's gone back to his usual position.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's a percentage tactic for them, and I think when they can execute it properly, it's very hard to stop.
The Queenslanders have made a change. They've decided to take Stephen Kerr off. He's the team leader out there, actually being the most experienced player on the court, and they've replaced him with Jake Schuster. So Jakey, a little bit quicker on his feet, will probably give Brodie Roberts a harder time. And as you can see right now, he's definitely in his face. So,
yeah, I can only see it as probably a bit more of a physical approach to Brodie, trying to counter his quick movements.
Absolutely. So the Victorians have also made some changes, which we thought they may or may not. And Richardson's gone from centre to WD, Riley Richardson that is. The Harrison has gone into centre, so that's just a straight swap. And another straight swap is Punchin and Malmo. They've swapped positions in the goalkeeper, goal defence area. So no actual replacements, but a couple of changes there.
Yeah, I think Alice has been quite good through court this week at goal defence when he's moved in there. And I think what we just saw almost happen there will be what they're looking for that running attempt at the ball when the ball flies into junior.
So it's 1-1 this quarter. The margin's still 7. So 7's doable, my friend.
Yeah, absolutely. It's
7 doesn't
3
scare you.
turnovers, 4 turnovers in a game. I mean, at this level, anything's possible. The quality of players is incredible, and I have no doubt that that's definitely doable. But it's going to be a tough task, no doubt.
Lockie Carter there with the rebound, gets the Queensland offensive end firing, and out to Junior Levy, and he could make Victoria pay. He does. 17-9. Queensland centre next. Carter's away. Oh, Atkins is on the ground. They pinged him for contact. He did try to go through a very small square or area. So
yeah, it's the Victorian centre court structures and centre pass structures have been very good for many years, and once again this week they've provided challenges to all teams, and it's very tough to break.
Obstruction there on Schuster. No, Carter. Roberts the shot and makes them pay. Margin back to 7, 17-10. Harrison in the centre. He seems to have the most energy out there of them, and of course Roberts, who is just never stops, does he?
No, him and Simo are a dynamic duo in that wing attack, goal attack combination there for Victoria.
I saw Simo before the game, and he said he's copped a bit of a knock on his foot earlier in the day, so he's feeling a little bit ginger. And I see he's wearing a knee guard on the right knee. That's I haven't noticed that this campaign, so that might be a new injury as well. So Simo, our resident doctor, he is a anaesthetist. I hope I pronounced that right. Bit of a lull here for Queensland. They've turned it over a couple of times now. Victoria a chance to get 3 in a row. Their centre next would be 4. So
it's a chance for them to really settle this now.
Yeah.
Try and consolidate.
So nice clearing pass by Richardson. Good vision. Back to Simons. Unlucky. Just had to wait a split second longer and Roberts would have been there. So, but instead the forced pass. Richardson again with the hands, lightning quick. Schuster the throw. Incorrect throw in. Queensland just mind off the job slightly at the moment, so a little error there.
I think Victoria have injected themselves with a bit more intensity in this quarter already.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't want to lie down because Victoria will run all over them. So margin back to 6. Queensland centre, 17-11 at present. And it looks like Atkins is having a bit of trouble getting out at the moment. He didn't in the first half. He was getting out quite easily.
Yeah, absolutely. They've definitely. Christina would have had conversations with the defensive structure at halftime about that exact thing. Just trying to stop the ball getting to circle edge as easy as it was, and that's the best way they're going to be able to stop Junior.
So a settling goal from Junior Levy. Punching, driving far. Yeah, no mistake there from Jeffries. So Queensland working the ball around. Ormishan taking control, kicks it back to Schuster. Back to Ormisha, just waiting. Great drive by Rui. Through the middle, into Carter. Clearing drive by Atkins. Nice throw in. Finds Junior Levy. The 1-2 with Carter. Phil, that is, of course. I'm sorry, I missed the call. Was that a contact on the hoop?
It was a contact on Malmo by Junior.
So as he must have fallen down after the shot, he's hit Malmo. And no goal the result. So the margin's still 6. And we've played 5 in the the second quarter. Oh, a little bit of a misread there. Simon thought Roberts would drive the pace. He was looking to do the clear and drive, which he is famous for. So you've played with these guys, any of these guys in the Australian team?
Yeah, myself, Alistair, and Brody, and as well as Braden, who's currently on the bench for Victoria, were in a under-17s Australian team together back in 2013.
Awesome.
Alistair and I played in a 23s Australian team together as well as Brody and Riley.
Was that the most recent tour to New Zealand?
Yeah, correct, in 2016.
And of course, Australia dominated.
Yeah, we managed to get the win 5-0 in the series over New Zealand.
Managed to get the win, did we? I think you've been a bit modest there, mate. 5-0 against the Kiwis. We'll take that. So hopefully Australian Diamonds can do the same at the Com Games.
Yeah, they had a good start this morning.
Absolutely. So Harrison, Richardson, back to Harrison, back to Richardson. Racking up the statistics. So, yeah, he had him there by the arm. He can't really complain of that call. He was holding him. So Simon's settling. Margin is 7. Roberts. Great work there by Simons. Roberts, superstar in the making if he isn't already. So hits the ring. I think that was just through fatigue. But makes no mistake on that one. It's 20-12. So this, don't forget, is the preliminary final tonight.
Oh, great stop by Malmo there.
Malmo.
Critical.
Just at the right time. The official scoreboard's changed. They've got 19-13. We'll confirm that shortly. So the score on your screen may be incorrect. So we have to go with the official scorer's bench. Nice feed. That was a great feed in. Great hold by Jeffries. And Carter had it. And Jeffries took it off him and got the call. And now the shot. So unlucky I felt there for the keeper.
Yeah, 50-50 calls. It can be a bit tough. There's been a few this week. I mean, as you'd always expect. Sometimes they go your way, sometimes they don't.
Absolutely.
Part of the game.
You're a keeper yourself. Do you feel that, like sometimes these shooters get a free ride?
Look, I mean, I played in both circles. I feel like I've had my fair share of luck and fair share of tough calls.
Cool.
I think it's fairly even.
The umpire's been amazing this week. We've been very impressed with it, and some of these games are very difficult to umpire, and they've made it look easy. The fact we're not talking about them means it must be a good job. So, contact on Malmo, and Junior makes sure. Junior Levy, the margin 5, 20-15. Starting to feel a little bit nervous. Victoria just look like they're about to have a run, and when Victoria run, goals come aplenty. So. Punch and huge elevation, Josh Byron-like. So you'd have to have the biggest leap here in the competition.
I wouldn't know for certain, but as I said, I mean, you've just got to do something to be able to counter some of those big men. So
Josh Byron, ladies and gentlemen, the most modest man here. So
Carter,
Carter, and then the step. Unfortunately, he just got misbalanced there, didn't he? Had his feet in the wrong spot. Roberts, 3 feeds. So, and the shot. So Victoria just chipping away at this lead. The margin just 4. Queensland 20-16. It's an 8-5 quarter to Victoria as we speak. Levy and punching, pushing through there. And Levy gets the chocolates on this occasion. 21-16, margin of 5. We're inside the last 6 in this half. Victoria still with a lot to do, but third quarter, championship quarter, Josh Byron?
Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely been known as that over the years. As we see a mix-up between Riley and Eli.
Yeah, misread there. One patted to the other, it wasn't ready. Ball went out, so Queensland with a chance to boost this margin coming into the half.
Schuster, another one coming back after a year off with injury. I feel like he's come back quite strong as well.
Yeah, well, he plays rugby and he's talking about doing that again shortly, so he must be feeling fairly confident in his knee.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, obviously still strapping, but from the way he's been playing, it definitely looks more precautionary.
Yeah. Atkins with the ball, draws the foul out of punching. So, just inside the circle, nice pass off. Rui with the pass. And not quite in. Levy finishes. So there's a certain pattern happening at the moment, isn't it? controlled play, get it on the circle, give it to Levy, and goal for Queensland. So
yeah, absolutely. I mean, it makes sense.
it's very New South Wales-ish. The way you guys are playing at the moment, getting the ball to Big Patrick. So Junior carrying on a little bit there. What's going on there? So, and the shot, Tristan Rui. Margin 7. It hasn't been that for a little while, so Queensland have done well to take it back to the quarter-time margin. So Riley Richardson on the drive. We have an obstruction call. Nearly a hell ball and a step. So Queensland's just starting to get into their groove by playing good controlled netball right now. So Ormston with the ball, Schuster. Not a lot of options, back to Ormster. Rui looks long, confident to take the shot. Big man had the front positioned.
Yeah.
Hard to stop Josh Byron, that sort of setup?
Yeah, it is. Malma just got a bit caught on the body and behind Junior there, which it does make it definitely a lot more difficult.
So the margin is 8, biggest margin of the game. Queensland just putting the screws on at just before half time. Tristan Rui fumbled, but we've got a contact just on the outside of the circle. My apologies, just on the inside. Passes off to Levy. Puts the ball in the hoop. So 25-16, margin of 9. This will be just what Coach Kuiper wants for the Queensland team. A long loopy ball, nearly got intercepted by 2 players. In the end, an easy goal to Victoria.
Yeah, great awareness for Roberts to get that ball straight in.
So as a keeper, you have a hunt for something like that? Are you always on your toes looking for that?
Yeah, you have to be. You have to be. It's something that can really change the momentum of a game if you can pull off a couple of those. So although they weren't successful that time, they've got to definitely look for those.
Nice play between the Queensland shooters. Junior Levy. So Queensland are sort of back on track here. They average about 15 a quarter. They're just below that at the moment, but by half time it could be at 30, which will give them that 15 a quarter. So looking at a score of 60, Victoria will do well to match that. Roberts, nice shots. He's a class player, Brodie Roberts.
Yeah, he is. He has been for a very long time. I remember back in our first years, we were battling it out at centre against each other of all positions. But yeah, it's definitely been great to see him develop and grow into the goal attack that he is now.
Josh Byron, jack of all trades, can play midcourt.
Oh, it's just because I was little.
You're certainly not little now, my friend.
Well, compared to some of these guys, I'm not very big, that's for sure.
Started drinking your milk, obviously, so, which is pretty impressive. What are you, mate? 6'4", 6'6"?
6'4", yeah.
6'4", what's that in centimetres?
193.
193. So to put that in perspective, Levy's 219, so he's the biggest player at the tournament. So you're not that far off.
Oh, feels like I am.
Just a lazy 8 inches.
Feels like I am.
So, and there's the shot. Brodie Roberts, whom we just finished talking about, on cue, drains another one to keep the margin to 8. Queensland with the centre. We're a minute and a quarter out from half time. So great drive by Atkins. Nothing to go to. There's Rui. He'll look in straight away and nope, didn't throw it. Throws to Atkins instead. So Levy indicates he wants it and he's there and taps it down. Smart play by Junior Levy. And Tristan Rui rewards him with the shot, keeping the margin at 9. Lots of voice on the Queensland bench. A couple of players warming up, which is a good sign. That means coach is confident. This could be ours, Joshy. No, beautifully saved by Punch and flicked it back to Carter. That's Phil. And Queensland on the transition again. A lovely pass to Levy. And the ball was through. He's going to take it again. They are. Probably needs to hurry because it's Queensland centre next. 25 seconds to go. Junior just walking. I don't think he realises it's Queensland centre next. I hope I'm right. Oh. See, that's the reward of bad play there. Like, they broke the rule. Should have just been given the goal, but had to take the shot again, and then eventually they miss it. So, it's not a big fan of that rule myself. Yeah. So, as the quarter comes to a conclusion, Queensland have eased their way up to 28. Victoria working hard, 19. The margin is 9. Quarter time, we had a margin of 7, 15-8. So a very good quarter there to Queensland, 13-11. So Josh Byron, your thoughts on the first half of men's netball? for this preliminary final. The winner will take on your New South Wales Blues tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a really, really intense contest. I think the scoreline is fairly accurate of what we've seen. Queensland have, for the most part, dominated. Victoria just need to make the most of their runs a bit more when they get a bit of momentum.
So you think the Queenslanders have been the better team? Yeah, it's not
Yeah,
case of Victoria being a bit unlucky.
I think it's been a bit patchy from both sides, and I think that's just fatigue
So
coming
the
towards the week.
players to stop for you, obviously Junior Levy.
Yeah, absolutely. From a Queensland perspective, I think they need to be looking to stop Brody in his entry into the circle.
Yep.
He's got that beautiful sweep around the top, which isolates the goal shooter,
Absolutely.
as well as puts him in a great position. He always ends up right under the post. And then for Victoria, obviously stopping Junior, stopping that injection through the middle of the court for Matt Atkins and Tristan.
Okay, well, there's some thoughts from one of our up-and-coming rising stars in the sport, Joshua Byron. Let's see if that happens. We will know more in about 2.5 minutes when we return from these commercial breaks.
Passion, dedication, fun, and fitness. What do all these things have in common? These are all the qualities of Game Clothing and our brand ambassadors, professional athletes Laura Langman and Stephanie Wood. Stay up to date with all the latest ambassador and product news at gameclothing.com.au.
Roberts a bit short on the shot, but Pistori there for the rebound. And makes sure of it. The Victorian crowd erupts. Back to 10. Chance to make it single digits. Roberts looks in, but Pistori is driven out of the circle. They're both out, both in now. So it's going to take a while for this front line to settle, Josh.
Yeah, look, I think that the sooner they can settle into their work, the sooner they can start making some inroads. I think that they've got the crowd behind them now with a bit of chance from behind their bench.
So,
as we just heard then.
Harrison a tip. Oh, and they go there. Looks like they've decided that they're going to have a fair crack here, the Victorians. They've definitely lifted the intensity.
Yeah, there's nothing to lose from either side, so I think that both teams should be going out hard.
Oh. Malmo felt like he got shoved then. Junior Levy had his hands by his side, showing the umpire he wasn't pushing back. I still feel he may have been.
Yeah, look, it's a bit of a tricky one.
So Junior's trying to perfect that. He's been picked up a few times with the contact from coming from behind, so he's actually trying to tidy things up.
Yeah, I think a lot of the big guys get caught with that. It's a bit of a rough one sometimes. Sometimes it's genuine, sometimes it's not. But it's, as we spoke about, it's part of the game. You get some tough calls, you get some good calls.
So with a margin of 10, Victoria definitely need this.
Definitely not out of reach though. If previous years are anything to go by.
Today's match, you guys are up by 12.
Yeah, exactly right.
Queensland took the lead late.
Anything can happen in finals.
So Raywin Chinook, very funny comment, no logies. I think that was for Malmo and that last effort there. So messages coming in thick and fast, keep them coming to us. So Ormshaw looking for the big man, kicks it out to Miguel. Great drive by Ruhi. Very Brody Roberts like that drive. And Junior makes no mistake with the shot. So great intercept by Carter.
Unlucky.
But a contact by Stephen Kerr on Pastore gives them another shot, of which they miss. Carter couldn't rip it in. He was there. So just haven't quite put Victoria to bed, have they?
No, not yet. I think Victoria will do everything they can to not let that happen. Great shot.
Pastore, great shot. Keeps the margin at 10. Double digits is where you want it to be. I see a pattern like this kind of happened in your match today. Like you guys just seem like you're going through the motions and cruising in total control, and all of a sudden Queensland came at you, and I feel Victoria have got that in them tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you can't be complacent in finals. Any mistakes will be absolutely chewed up by the opposition, especially in this division. It's more intense than ever. Bit of a mention for the South Australian, Western Australian teams who once again have stepped it up this year to becoming much more of a 5-horse race, and hopefully we can see Tasmania move up into the division in the years to come as well.
Well, I was talking to the Tasmanians just last night. I commentated their game, the Rezzies, and they got knocked out. I think they finished 4th or 5th for the comp, and they're very confident that they're less than 2 years away to being an open men's team.
Yeah, that's great.
So a couple of their older guys are retiring. They've got some young fellas coming through that are in that 23 sort of bracket, which is exactly what they want. So they're keen to get there. So, and ACT were telling me that they'll definitely have an open mixed team, so they're not that far away from getting open men's as well. So pretty soon we could have a 7-horse race, which would be fantastic.
Absolutely.
So
that's
considering just a few years ago it was basically a 3-horse race, so
yeah,
it's come together well. So timeout, Ormisha, he's got the injury. Atkins comes back into the centre position. Christine Poplo's up, barking the orders at her side. The margin's still 9. Queensland with a chance to make it 10. Got just on 6 minutes to play in this quarter.
So there was a tactical change by Queensland there?
Yeah, I'd say so. Ormish is not a renowned centre. He tends to play more WD, and in club he actually plays goal attack, which we haven't seen this week at all. Junior Levy showing all the skills of the big man. He just went up there, just a little volleyball tap down, straight to Rui, gets a shot, margin of 10 again. That's going to be hard to stop, hasn't it, Josh?
Yeah, if they can get that rhythm on, it definitely is. I think that the boys just need to have a bit of a chat in the defence end here and look at how they can counter that.
So Pastore lighting up from the circle. Atkins kicking it out to Rui. So, dangerous pass there, punch, and nearly got that. Malmo did get a hand on that.
Great touch.
Good touch. Queensland don't want to be complacent. Oh, Harrison got that all horribly wrong. Offside and contact. I'm not sure what the call will be. It's contact. So, Rui, just like Brodie Roberts, sweeps around the top of the circle and scores. So,
Malmo's doing really well to get those touches when they're feeding off circle edge. It can be very challenging to get them, especially when they're that close. So
absolutely,
it can't be disregarded at how much work he's doing to be able to get those.
Malmo, for me, hasn't had the tournament that he has had in previous years, but when he's gone back to keeper, he's certainly troubled both Patrick on your team and Junior Levy. So maybe the keeping's now his sort of more his forte.
Yeah, I think in the younger divisions when he was in the 23s, that was more of his comfort position. Obviously, when he came into this Opens team, you still had the likes of Mez and Will Jamison and such in the side.
That's Mara Clough you're talking of.
Correct, yeah.
One of the greats of the game.
Yeah.
Now playing for the ADF.
Yeah, it's good to see him still involved though. So I think that he's probably played a little bit more goal defence in the past couple of years since moving up to the Opens in 2015, but I definitely think he probably feels more at home at keeper.
Absolutely. A great goal there to Queensland. Makes the margin 11. They haven't had it that for a while. We've got 4 to play in the in the third quarter. So So we've got time out here. And we're away again. So Victoria stopping the ball from getting to 12. So great shot there. Victoria centre, so they're just hanging around. Queensland haven't put them to bed.
Yeah, they tend to do that. They'll give it everything they have to get this result back.
Sloppy hands, but great pickup. Well read by Pastore. Kicks it in.
With the shorter circle, they're going to have to do a bit more moving around the circle.
Carter had that.
Right.
Kerr gets his hands in it. It's very messy in there at the moment. It is a moving circle, as you predicted.
Yeah, absolutely. I think they're just getting a little bit stuck with each other. They need to have a bit of a chat about who's owning what role in that circle.
Maybe play a split circle, perhaps, which you tend to do defensively, but maybe they need to do it for offense here as well. Like pick a side and stay on that side, so they don't get in each other's way.
Yeah, I mean when these guys are on, they can play an incredible short circle or moving circle. They just look to both being a bit stagnant or both moving a little bit. So I think they just need to figure out who's doing what.
Cool. So turnover, another goal to Queensland. Sorry, the margin back to 10. 2:20 to play in the third. Starting to get to desperation stakes for the Victorians. Do you think they can bring back 10 in the last quarter?
Yeah, I think they've got the experience and the patience as well as plenty of legs on the bench that can help out. They're by no means a write-off. They've got players in the team that have come from much deeper margins than this in the past. So I've no doubt it's going to be a really hotly contested final quarter.
Lots of Victorian viewers. We get a notification of who's watching. They're all loving it. Nicole Strongland cheering on Junior Levy, her favourite fraud. I don't know what that means, but anyway. So looking good at the moment. The Queenslanders 9-goal lead. I'm sitting next to Josh Byron, the New South Wales goalkeeper. Good news is his injury that he sustained in today's match is nothing. He's told me he'll be starting.
I didn't say starting. That's Teresa's decision. I'll find out in the morning.
Always the diplomat.
Good to play, but whether...
Yeah, I think he'll be starting, my friend. So your coach is a good coach. There's no way she won't start you. So contact there, play on. Got him there, Malmo. Late call, but the correct call in the end. Rui will take the shot here, I'm sure. He does. Probably should have passed off. So chance here for Victoria to make it 8. Keep it interesting going in the last quarter. Rui trying to get it back there from the pass he should have taken. Now Levy's out. So Victoria an easy ride into the centre third. So Roberts to Richardson.
Tough call.
Yeah, I would have thought the contact was on Kerr, but definitely not, says the umpire. Brodie Roberts doesn't agree. Phil Carter nearly offside. Not as far offside as he went today when he went from centre to wing defence and forgot. Went for a wander. So big law, there it is. Levy, spectacular. They're trying very hard, the Victorian circle defenders.
Yeah, they were very aerial bunch, those two.
Roberts finds Richardson swinging. Both on the same side again. Roberts passes off to Simons. And Brody Roberts can finish and doesn't. But Pastor does. So the margin's still 9, and that's time. So Queensland Centre, when we come back, 3/4 time score, 40-31. So the margin again, that was a 13-12 quarter to Queensland. So
it's a big final quarter coming up.
It's going to be a big final quarter. Josh, do you think the margin, is it a bridge too far for the Victorians?
Well, as we saw this morning, New South Wales, we were up by 8 going into the last quarter, and as we know, the result came down to a 1-goal win. Anything can happen in finals. If there's a team that can draw it back, it's Victoria. And I think it's going to be really intense last quarter.
Absolutely. Yeah, Christina, the coach, is chatting to a defensive end, so they're probably trying to come up with a strategy to stop Junior Levy, because at the moment he's the dominant player on the court. So if she can stop that, maybe Victoria can come back. We will know more when we come back from these commercials in the next minute and a half. Welcome back to day 6 in our 7-day coverage of the Australian Men's and Mixed Netball Championships, coming to you live from the Genea Centre in Sydney. My name is Dave Mills for AMNA TV. I'm joined in commentary by Josh Byron from the New South Wales team and the Australian 23 Sonic side. Joshua, we've got a great game on our hands here. Queensland Men's Open 40, New South Wales, Victoria, your New South Wales. Victoria Opens 31, the margin of 9. We're in the last quarter. You're confident the Vics can still have a crack?
Look, I think that's going to be a great contest in this final quarter. As I said, Victoria are a team that you can never write off until the last whistle.
That's true. They are a great side. I can testament to that, being the coach of Queensland for a number of years.
Great touch by Alistair, punching.
Been on the wrong end of some losses. They're coming out hard. Roberts with the ball. So there's been a couple of changes. Victoria have run with the same 7 for the match, so just positionally change. Malmo's gone to GD, punching to GK. That's what they've come up with to try and stop Levy. Queensland, on the other hand, maybe resting a few legs. Lockley Carter's come off. Stephen Kerr to the goalkeeper. And Jake Schuster back at GD. Roberts with the ball. Victorian centre next. He makes no mistake.
Desperation stuff there by Andrew Simons to get that ball.
Exceptional player, Andrew Simons, many-time Australian. And Victoria only 8 away. Chance to go to 7 here. And they do. Queensland need a settler.
It's a renewed intensity here by Victoria.
This is what happened exactly this morning in your game, didn't it? Fourth quarter, Queensland came out firing, got a few early. All of a sudden, everyone's getting a bit anxious, and seems to be happening to Queensland. All of a sudden, they're not finding their man as easy. So, just need to be patient, I guess. And there's the turnover, a forced feed. So, Momentum definitely swung to Victoria, Josh.
Absolutely. Only what, a minute and a half into the quarter.
Great pickup by Malmo on the half volley. So momentum's an amazing thing in sport, isn't it?
Absolutely. Victoria really need to look to consolidate here and convert this to make the most, and it looks like they will. Great pass there by Andrew Simons. Oh.
Kerr, big miss that. Kerr with the rebound. Could be a telling factor later on in the match. Massive cross-court pass, 2 hands on it. Somehow it gets to Arfuni, and he's looking for Levy. Doesn't want to take the Atkins will on the other hand, and gets it to the man. And there's the settler that Queensland wants. So,
Junior not happy with the contest there. Thought he got the contact.
Happy to say Tracy Bloffwich is watching, our former manager in Queensland, now in Perth. Hello, Tracy. Great to see you having the coverage. And one of my former teammates, Jason Wooley's joined the coverage. Welcome, Jace. So we're working hard here. They're all joining us on AMNA TV. Go to the...
Got an injury here to Jake Schuster.
Schuster
like
is...
his knee.
Hopefully it's not the knee. It's just coming back from a knee injury. So he's going straight to the trainer. This is looking a bit serious. He's on the chair. So Glenn Ormisher comes on at GD. So surprise, surprise, Ormisher at GD. Kerr the rebound.
One of the shorter circles we've seen this tournament at this end of the court.
So looking in down, Schuster has come straight off. Can't see what the injury is. Call the Queens on the outside. Into Levy. He should make no mistake and doesn't. So the margin back to 8. Have they snuffed out the Victorian run on there?
There were two big misses there by Victoria. They really needed to convert that to settle. So yeah, Queensland's definitely got out of jail pretty lucky there. But it'll be interesting to see if the momentum can stay in Victoria's favour, or if Queensland can get that back.
So we're trying to find out what's happened to Schuster. He's come off. Rui. Arfuni takes the ball. Look at the chase by Levy. Unfortunately, he couldn't grab it in. So the Victorians come up with a turnover. So Simons hitting the circle as best he can to Roberts, straight end. I think you're right, big man. The moving circle has certainly helped Victoria.
Yeah,
unfortunately, they missed that shot. That's 2 big misses in this quarter. And we've just had confirmation it's an ankle to Schuster, not his knee that was heavily strapped. He's just coming back from a Rico, so it's just an ankle at this stage. When I say just an ankle, that's still serious. But we're all thankful it's not his knee. So getting a few messages coming in. You can always message us through the Facebook app. Just make some comments under the live stream that you're watching. Gary Passion's on board, former Queensland captain for a number of years. Welcome, Gaz. Deb Bruce, one of our managers, is watching. And, of course, Simon Lamb, everybody's favourite Queensland player, joining the coverage as well. We're bringing the ball down. Victoria still 9 behind, so they're playing well, but the margin's not shrinking as much as they'd like.
They're doing the work. Yeah, they'll definitely want to see the rewards.
It's a big opportunity here. So he's missed his last 2, passes off. Richards, good control. Roberts trying to get it as close as he can. And gets the obstruction from both players. That's an unusual. You don't often see that. And in it goes. So they won't go away, the Victorians. Like many times here, I thought that Queensland might be able to blow it out, but they just hang around and fight hard, Josh.
Yeah, I think Queensland have probably missed a few opportunities to really blow this out, but to Victoria's credit, they've worked really hard to stay in the game.
Missed time there by Kerr. Could have had that rebound, but he's called him off the court. Those pesky shoelaces over the line. Gets you every time, Josh.
Yeah.
Go to Velcro, hey? So, contact. Kerr, using all of his experience there, just took his time walking to that spot, didn't he? No hurry whatsoever. We're leading, you can catch us. So we've got 9 minutes and 2, right on 9 minutes now to go. Queensland by 8. The winner of this will play Josh Byron's New South Wales side tomorrow. The big man, not confident he'll be starting, but available for selection. There you go, have I said it right? So Rui misses a shot, gets his own rebound. Passes to Levy, wasn't expecting it. They're looking at each other. So Victoria on the fly again. So contact within the circle. Roberts got the ball. Coach Cocker not happy with that call. Takes a shot. It's short. Ormisher just left early, or maybe talked, and then they gets a second chance. It's short as well. Kerr the rebound. Contact Roberts. That was a tired shot, wasn't it? He's done a mountain of work, not just in this game. Like every game I've seen that young lad play, he has worked his butt off.
Yeah, all week.
So he's obviously extremely fit, but the amount of miles he does, he's got to take its toll. Queensland in possession with Ormisher. Back to Aitken. Rui. Victoria so close to getting a lot of these balls. They're only missing them by a small margin. So,
as we spoke about, those are the goals. Those are the clutch goals that they need to convert if they want to bring this touch.
Junior Levy gets the ball.
Takes on the ring.
Yeah, got a lucky roll. Shooter's roll, we call that. The margin is 8. I'm going to call it early. If Queensland score here, I reckon Vics are done. So they put up a brave fight, but the Mighty Maroons have carried it. The form from this morning where they came back so hard at New South Wales, they've carried it into this match. So working hard, being very patient, not forcing anything into Junior. So Vic's trying to make the long ball. It's on now. They've got to look in. There it is. Into Levy. Takes the hit, steps in, takes the shot. The margin is 10. So we're inside 7. Great to see many of our former Queensland players watching. Dave Kitchens join it. Johnny Swabby comes, he supports Stephen Kerr. Comes to all the tournaments. Not here this one, unfortunately. But Queensland doing it. Not the easiest way, Josh.
No, it's definitely been a tight contest. I think the scoreboard is definitely not a reflection of the intensity of this game.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think for the most part, Queensland.
It hasn't had that dynamism that your game had in the last part, but this is a hard slog game, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, it's a very hard perspective to see the difference when you're playing versus when you're watching. So I'll take your word for it on that one.
Yeah, but, the pace of your game in that last quarter this morning was it was electric. Whereas this one, everyone's grinding it out, taking the hits, safer option, but it's still an absolutely tough match.
Yeah. I think there's probably a bit of fatigue involved in that.
Absolutely.
It's been as we spoke about it, with two very tight games this morning. I'm sure both teams it took a toll on them. So it'll be interesting to see how whoever the eventual winner is pulls up in the morning as well as ourselves.
For our Queensland viewers that are on this channel, they might be interested to know that the Rezzies, our men's side, is currently 12 up in their semi-final, preliminary final, 37-25, and we've got 6:19 to play. So that is on the other channel if you want to watch it, but why would you leave this game? The dulcet tones of Joshua Byron and myself. This is Logie award-winning TV. So, great grab.
Just getting stuck behind Junior there.
It's not where you want to be on a big man, is it?
Just needs to get the feet moving a bit and get around. Probably a little bit of tired legs.
So, Queensland by 10 again. They've maintained this double-digit lead for most of this quarter. Vics did have a brief run at them. So Roberts working extremely hard. Misses another one, another tired-looking shot.
Great box out there by Braden.
Absolutely. Great rebound and goal. So Braden Pastori. Queensland would like to finish with a burst to put a real exclamation point on this game. Make Josh Byron a little bit nervous. He's the most relaxed player I've ever seen, this man. He's just sitting here taking it all in, working out how he's going to beat the Maroons tomorrow. Josh, don't worry, you won't be able to do it, my friend. Queensland Spirit, State of Origin, mate. 3 words for you. So, should be a cracker. Don't forget, Paige Hadley's back commentating with us. She commentated the game this morning. A one-eyed blue supporter, if ever I've seen one, is Paige Hadley. So, should be an absolute cracker tomorrow from 1:45. No need to watch it on TV. Get your backside courtside and have a look at this game. Watch these guys. You're going to see some of the best players in the world playing tomorrow from 1:45. So if you're up in Brisbane, jump on a plane. They're pretty cheap, usually Saturday morning airfares. You're able to come down. I'll pick you up at the airport and we'll go get some supporters here. So expecting a big home crowd tomorrow, Josh?
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I think that the last time we had Nationals in Sydney, with this being the grand final that year, was a big crowd then. So hopefully the fact that we've got ourselves in the final, we'll see a nice big crowd with some good light blue in the crowd.
It was a big crowd actually, and I remember it well because it wasn't you in the final, it was Queensland Victoria. We won a thriller, our back-to-back year, so we were pretty excited by that one, and we had a difficult week that week, and then we came good at the right time. So hopefully we have a match like that. That was a great final. I'm hoping for a good one tomorrow. Yeah,
I'm sure it will be. It always is.
Yeah.
Last year as well, only 2 goals in it in the end.
That was a blinder of a final because you guys were up by 1 million. And again, the Vics, they don't know how to die. They just came at you.
Absolutely.
And I reckon 2 more minutes and we might have had a different result. So Atkins with the ball, Queensland by 10. So Victoria have gone back to their favoured box zone. Haven't seen that a lot in this match, have we?
I think they've tried it a few times, but I think that they've been the most effective when they've done tight one-on-one.
Yeah.
I think Queensland are probably just looking to play it around a bit now.
Yeah.
Wear down some time.
Bit of a turnover there. Miguel gives the ball up. We're inside the last 3. The Queenslanders are on their bench. Some of these boys, it's a bit of a new look Queensland side. We've a few of the older guys retired after the last year, and so we've got 6 newies, and this is a great achievement. Mick Kiker is his 3rd time with this side, and he's done an amazing job with the new squad to get them to a final, taking on the defending premiers. State of Origin battle. Paige Hadley in the commentary box. It doesn't get much better, Josh Byron.
Yeah, it's definitely great for the sport as a whole. I mean, to have someone like Paige to be on the commentary team is great for the exposure for the game, and hopefully we can put out a great performance on court for everyone watching for the same reasons.
You didn't get that overtime game you're hoping, so the Queenslanders will be a little tired for you, but still, this extra game may take a bit of energy out of them.
Yeah, I mean, no doubt. It's such a tough one. I mean, I feel like the nature of elite sport is that everyone recovers very well and everyone looks after their bodies.
Yeah.
So I don't think we can expect that to be a factor tomorrow. I think that grand final is a totally different ball game, and we need to go out there.
Men's netball has come a long way.
Absolutely.
We used to, in my day, we recover with a few quite cold ones. Now we're doing ice bars and stuff.
Ice baths, yeah.
And we've got another time out here. Atkins is coming off, and in positive news, Jake Schuster rolled his ankle, is coming straight back on, which is a big positive. Carter goes to centre. He'd be really happy with that after the week he's had.
Maddie's limping a bit. Hopefully that's not his calf that he's had some troubles with this week.
He has had trouble with the calf, and he's had a dodgy knee for about 4 years. So anyway, time to celebrate for the Queenslanders. They've won nothing though. They've just won a game of netball. The title game is on tomorrow. So there's a message to you here, Josh. Queenslanders are coming. Josh, don't worry about the Commonwealth Games. So, buddy, someone's telling you not to worry about the Com Games. Here we go. Last touch off Victoria. Stephen Kerr continues to get better with age, that man. Retired from the Australian team after the 2013 World Cup, and I said to him then, I think you're retiring a decade early. And he seems to just get better every year. So
Queensland bench all up now.
Yep, they certainly are. They seem pretty happy inside the last minute.
Stephen giving Braden a hug there.
So it's been a great performance by the Vics. Like, they've showed courage personified. This game could have blown away because it looked like Queensland were all over them early. They've just hung tough, and the margin hasn't blown out at all. So we had 7 at the quarter.
Like a lot of these big games this week, it seems to be just that one run that was all it takes to be the difference. I mean, as you said, 10 goals was the margin quite early on, and it's sort of stayed there the whole time. So
thank you. 7 at the quarter. It was 9 at the half, and the margin's now still 9. So
yeah, like the early break is what's helped Queensland tonight. Queensland's
intensity a little bit better early on, but the Vics showing the champion side that they are, brilliantly coached, and they have just dug and dug and dug. Malmo, another intercept. This could be the last play of the game as the Vics fly down the court. Simons, nice stuff to Richardson. Hits the top of the circle. Again, Kerr with another hand. Simons quickly takes it.
This would be it.
Last play of the day. Kerr with the intercept. That's about his 5th this quarter. Queenslanders running. Schuster with the ball. The timer is up, the whistle goes, and we now know that the final for tomorrow will be between New South Wales and Queensland, the defending champions. Bit of a smile on Josh Byron's face. You might have predicted that, hey? Start of the week when you saw the sides. You're not going to commit?
No, look, I think that we in our camp there's definitely a message to all of our team that we need to go out and respect each team for who they are and underestimate nobody. As I spoke to you about earlier in the week, everyone presents different challenges to us and presents different challenges to each other. So yeah, we don't read into results too much from this year or anything like that. It's all about what happens on the day. Each game is a new game.
Absolutely. So the Queenslanders get the biscuits tonight, 50-41. Very happy. Retiring coach Michael Kiker, and not just retiring from this Queensland side, he's retiring from netball. He's been coaching for 30-odd years. Gives me the big thumbs up as he walks past. He's very happy with that performance by his team. He's in the final. So his last game as a coach will be a national title championship game. So, but for me, Victoria never laid down. Josh, you've got the unenviable task of picking the man of the match. So we're going to go to commercial break. You're going to have to think about that, and then we'll come back with your decision.
Absolutely.
Welcome back here. I'm with the man of the match after the Open preliminary file, Philip Carter. Your first year in the Open Queensland team, and you get a man of the match award in the preliminary final. Does it get much better?
No, mate, this is as good as it gets. Maybe the final. That might get a little bit better, so hopefully we'll do that tomorrow.
Yeah, well, so you're taking on New South Wales. You played them this morning. Absolute classic. Massive viewing we got on the live streaming. So you're looking forward to that game?
Yeah, definitely. I think we've definitely got our starting 7 for the match locked up now, so hopefully we can take it out tomorrow.
There you go, New South Wales, a little tip there. We usually keep those things a little quieter. But Phil, tonight's game, you sort of played within yourselves there for a while, and then you just got a little bit of a run on, and unfortunately Victoria, well, fortunately for us, Victoria weren't able to play catch up.
Yeah, that's right. We've been a bit like that all week, up and down. We get a lead and then get pretty lazy sometimes, but it's good to get there in the end.
You'd have to say, like a brand new team practically. 6 of our ageing players from back home retired last year, and yourself and another bunch of young fellas have come through. Have you overachieved, or is this what you always thought you'd be?
No, I think we've definitely overachieved. We came down here not knowing what we were up against. Pretty new team of all the guys. I think everyone else was expecting it to sort of just fall over, but we've really stood up this week. So
absolutely, yourself included, my friend. Congratulations on your Man of the Match award. Very proud of it. Just stay here for me, buddy. We've got to wrap it up. So that brings to conclusion the preliminary final, where Queensland have taken this one. Tomorrow, 1:45, they'll be taking on the New South Wales Blues. If it's anything like the game we had this morning, it's going to be an absolute cracker. Get your backside courtside if you're in the area. If not, watch the live stream. Myself, Michael Hutchison, Paige Hadley will be calling that game. It's going to be excellent. Phil, you'll be there? We'll be there too. Bye for now.